I'm trying to get my game Harvest Island, a horror farming simulator, to get viral by posting TikTok and YouTube shorts. It's a lot harder than I anticipated. After 1 week, what I learned from my previous video is that I have to be more relatable to my audience for them to understand what I'm going through to show off my game. I also needed to show them some type of progress that the audience want to see. But this is more on the development side of things, and I realize that people like this because they like me as a developer. So I will pull back on this and focus more on my hook, which is a horror farming simulator. Let's look at my previous videos and analyze them. The first video of the week is more on the relatable side, where I thank my parents for their support. The video didn't do so well, but the likes were high. My audience retention varied from different platforms, but that's mostly because my YouTube subscribers like me as a developer more than my TikTok. I think it's because I make longer form content and they know me better. I won't be making any more of these types of content because it feels like I need to go bigger for it to be okay to talk about myself. My next video explained my game's hook, and this did relatively well. The audience retention rate is higher than my previous video by a lot, and they completed the video more. This tells me that I'm onto something. Even though the audience retention rate dropped around the 5-second mark, this is mostly because that the game was too dark and people just swiped away. But the intro was good. I had their attention. They wanted to see a horror farming simulator. So I made another video restating my game's hook, a horror farming simulator, and it did good. My audience retention rate is really high, and the completion rate is higher than what I usually post. This reaffirms my suspicion that people like to see my game's hook. I made another video of the same kind, and the YouTube algorithm liked it. I was getting almost 2K views. That's 10 times more views than what I usually get. My audience retention rate is the same as my previous shorts, which hovers around 65%. But if I check on another data, I can see that 48% of the people wanted to watch my video. Usually it's about 30% that continues to watch the video, not enough to get viral. TikTok, on the other hand, has a low completion rate. This tells me that my content isn't engaging enough. But during the time I kept posting, people who followed me on the way continued to stay and watch the video. This means that this content is good, but the TikTok platform reached the wrong audience. The sample size is like 260, and that's very small compared to the entire gaming community. If we had maybe about 1K view sample size, that would have given us a better insight. But for now, I can say that I know the audience wants this, but the platform doesn't know it. Again, I made another video about my game's hook, and it did well on YouTube. Over 1,700 views. My audience retention rate is high and people are finishing the video. TikTok shows the same situation, about 17.3 completion rate, but my audience attention rate drops. I think it's because my followers chose to watch it and the platform is still missing my target. I now have a better idea what content to make on both platforms. I need to keep talking about my game's hook. This will eventually allow me to grow my channel, but getting viral? I'm not too sure, but we're one step closer to it. Another test I did was showing off my game's feature, and unexpectedly that did well as well. It looks like people want to know how the game is played, what content is inside the game that makes it fun. My audience retention rate is high, and more people are finishing the video. If we look at another content that has the same idea, the audience retention rate is doing okay, but it feels like it's a hit or miss because the data feels the same as the previous data of my older videos. Even though I have higher views, I know that if my audience retention rate is about 65% with only about 20 to 30% people choosing to watch this video, it means that it's not what the audience wants to watch. I can keep continuing to make these content, but based on my marketing experience, I think these videos won't go viral because it's deeper in the marketing funnel. We're trying to reach as many people as we can and let them know about this game, which is a horror farming simulator and it has a unique premise, not show off our game's feature when they don't even know about the game. All of this data is really interesting, and I can conclude that I should be making a lot more shorts about my game's hook. If I can keep doing that, I'll be able to go viral eventually. Well, let's see what happens next week.